Hello, my name is Simon Kitchen and I work with the marketing team at Dolphin Computer Access. Now, every company has a mission or a purpose, and at Dolphin, one of our missions is to enable students who are neurodivergent or vision impaired to read and succeed. In this video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of enabling your students to read their curriculum resources in a way that's accessible for them with EasyReader Premium. Before we talk about the benefits of EasyReader Premium, let's talk about the benefits of accessible reading in general. In 2010, Dolphin took part in a research project called the Accessible Resources Pilot Project. In this research, we worked with 40 students. There were 20 students who were dyslexic and 20 students who were vision impaired, and we provided 100 core texts in an accessible format and the assistive technology that each student needed to read and learn. The research was evaluated by the University of Southampton, and when they conducted their interviews with teachers, they found some very interesting insights. As a direct result of the project, 56% of pupils improved their reading. The impact was even higher for students with dyslexia, where 71% improved their reading. The evaluation also reported on additional benefits for students too. For example, 71% improved their level of achievement, 68% improved their confidence, 45% improved their homework completion, and 5% even improved their attendance. There were also fantastic benefits for teachers as well. 100% of the respondents reported that the accessible text had saved them time because they didn't have to rush off to the photocopier or scan in a textbook or contact a publisher every time they needed to provide an accommodation for their students. This research really highlighted the need of a central accessible repository of curriculum resources, which brings us nicely onto where we are today. Today, we have everything that we need to make reading accessible. For core reading, there are fantastic library services that are available around the world. This includes Bookshare in the United States, Sealer in Canada, RNIB Bookshare in the UK, and Bookshare Ireland. Each service provides a central repository of more than 1 million accessible curriculum titles. They cover the entire education landscape, from early years reading to high school and even reading for colleges and universities. The services are free for educators to sign up to, and any student that has a print-based disability is eligible. This includes students who are dyslexic, dyspraxic, autistic, have ADHD, or students that have a vision impairment. For classroom reading, we're finding a lot more use of digital content in schools. This includes schools using virtual learning environments and services like Google Classroom and Microsoft Education to distribute learning resources to students. We also have a range of assistive technology products that are available, enabling students to read and learn in a way that's accessible to them. To bring all of these elements together, I'm delighted to introduce EasyReader Premium. EasyReader Premium makes it easier than ever for schools, colleges and universities to make reading accessible for every student in need. An education plan includes a flexible and customizable reader so that students can read and learn independently in a way that's accessible for them. It helps to save time for your team and deliver accessible resources to more students. Students can browse the accessible library services for core reading and import any files shared by their teachers for classroom reading. It helps to bridge the school and home divide by making the student's book list and accessibility preferences available across devices. And it delivers insights for teachers to help support reading engagement. But most importantly, an education plan includes an unlimited number of student logins to enable your school to deliver reading accommodations for every student that's in need. When your school signs up for an education plan, you're provided with a dashboard that makes it really easy to add students and teachers to your plan. To help you get started with your education plan, the dashboard includes a video tutorial to show you how to add students to your plan, and an online CPD accredited course for you to share with your teachers. You can also use the dashboard to invite teachers. All you have to do is enter an email address for your teacher and send an invite. After a teacher accepts the invitation, they will be able to add their students to the education plan. Let's take a look at how to add students to your plan. After you select Manage Students, all the students that have already been added to your education plan will be listed. If you have students who have never used EasyReader app before, the easiest way for them to get started is to create a student login. All you need to do is enter a unique username and then enter a password. The password field is optional. You can add a password to make the login more secure, or if you want to simplify the login process, you can leave it blank. You can also add a comment to each login, and this is an ideal way of remembering which login has been allocated to which student. If you would prefer not to create student logins one at a time, you can create multiple student logins at once by uploading a CSV file. Once you've created your student logins, you can share it with your students so they can log in to EasyReader app. EasyReader is a flexible reading accommodation. It helps to make learning resources accessible for students with a range of educational needs. The app is free to download from the Apple App Store for iPads and iPhones, the Google Play Store for Android smartphones and tablets, the Kindle Store for Kindle tablets, and from the Dolphin website for Windows devices. Students with an education plan can also sign into the app on a Mac as well. Because the app is free, it's easy to ensure that your students can get access to it across all the devices that they use for reading at school and at home. When the app loads, as standard, it will show no books in the library, but students who have been added to your education plan can sign in. Once a student has signed in, when they return to the books list, the app will list any titles that have been read on this device or have been read on a different device as well. Let's go through some of the different types of learning resources that students can read. Firstly, we'll start with core reading. If I open the side menu, all of the different libraries that are available in EasyReader are shown. This includes Bookshare, Bookshare Island, RNIB Bookshare, and the Sealer library. In this example, I'll use RNIB Bookshare. All of the accessible library services are available in EasyReader app as standard, but because I'm on an education plan, EasyReader has saved my login credentials for RNIB Bookshare, so that's one less thing for your students to remember. Now that I'm signed into RNIB Bookshare, I can start looking for accessible titles. I can use the search facility to browse the entire collection of more than 1 million education texts, or I can choose a category. RNIB Bookshare and other accessible collections also include a reading lists feature. This enables teachers to create a list of core reading texts and then share that list with students so they don't have to find the books themselves. I'll use the search facility to look for the book that my class is reading, which is Animal Farm by George Orwell. Once I've searched, I can see that there are various formats available for this title. There's a PDF title, an EPUB title, and some other variations as well. I'll choose the EPUB title and then download it so it's ready to read. All of the accessible libraries are available in EasyReader as standard, but because I've signed in with an education plan, I can also read classroom resources that have been shared by my teacher. Students can import files into EasyReader that are in a Word format or in a text-based PDF format as well. I can import learning resources that are already saved on my device, or that I've downloaded from a virtual learning environment, or that my teacher has sent to me via email. I can also open resources that have been shared on Google Classroom or Microsoft Education. Simply sign in to the service choose my class, and then choose the file that I want to read. If you're using Google Classroom, EasyReader will display any files that have been added as material. If you're using Microsoft Education, the app will list any files that have been added as assignments. Accessibility means different things for different students, and the great thing about EasyReader is that it's flexible to support a range of different needs. Firstly, we'll customize the text for a student who is dyslexic. I can do this by zooming in and out using pinch to zoom or the text settings. When you zoom in, the text wraps to the edge of the screen, so it's easier to read. A lot of students who are dyslexic prefer not to read text which is black on a white background, so I've got options to change the colours. EasyReader includes a range of colour themes, including the sepia and grey themes, which are lower contrast, and the night and high contrast themes, which are higher contrast. I'll choose the sepia theme. I can also adjust the fonts, the line spacing, and the letter spacing to make the text clearer for a student who's dyslexic. EasyReader includes a range of clear fonts, including the Open Dyslexic font, which can be more suitable for students who are dyslexic. Now that the text is clearer, I can start reading, either by scrolling the screen and reading using my sight, or using the play button. As standard, EasyReader uses the voices which are already included on the device, but because I'm signed in with an education plan, I can choose from a range of high quality reading voices.
Chapter 1. Mr. Jones, of the Manor Farm, had locked the hen houses for the night.
Now we've customised the text for a student who's dyslexic, let's explore some of the options to customise the text for a student who is vision impaired. Firstly, if your students are blind, EasyReader App supports a range of screen readers. This includes VoiceOver on iPads and iPhones, TalkBack on Android smartphones and tablets, and screen readers on Windows, such as Supernova. If I open the text settings, I have all the same options to increase the text size to make it clearer for a student who's vision impaired, change the font to a clearer font for a student who's vision impaired, and change the colour themes to a higher contrast colour theme. If there are students that have colour vision deficiency, EasyReader also includes options to specify the exact text colour, background colour, highlight colour, and more. EasyReader also includes options to help support students who need help retaining their attention or have specific sensory processing needs. In the text settings, there is an option for lines visible. This enables me to specify whether I want 1 line of text to show on the screen, 3 lines of text to show on the screen, or 5 lines of text to show on the screen. Again, I can start playing using the text-to-speech voice.
As soon as the light in the bedroom went out, there was a stirring and a fluttering all through the farm buildings.
If students prefer, they can also read using their sight by using simple gestures to explore the text. The other great benefit about EasyReader is it makes it really easy for students to navigate their text. If a book contains page numbers, I can skip to any page, or if it contains headings, I can skip to any heading in the text. I can also use a search option to search for specific words and phrases. And if there are particular areas of a title that I want to remember, I can use the bookmarks button to add a bookmark and text notes. When I'm finished reading, I can go back to the My Books list and choose a different title. If I'm using EasyReader on a personal device, I can stay logged in, or if this is a device that others will be using, I can use the My Account option to sign out. Another great benefit for students with an education plan is that they can continue reading on a different device at home. So let's switch to a different iPad. Because I'm not signed in on this device, EasyReader is showing no books, so let's sign in. Now that I'm signed in, EasyReader has remembered all the books which I've been reading on my device at school. If I choose Animal Farm, the book I was just reading, firstly, EasyReader will fetch the book from the accessible library and download it to this device, and then open the book in the same position as I was previously reading with the same accessibility settings. Because EasyReader remembers my accessibility preferences, if a teacher doesn't have time to support a student to customize the app at school, a parent can help at home, and then the same accessibility preferences will be loaded the next time the student logs in at school. EasyReader will also remember the bookmarks and notes that I added to the book as well. Now that our students have been engaging with accessible reading, let's circle back around and explore the ways that teachers can help to reinforce reading engagement. The Education Plan dashboard provides additional options for teachers to support each student in the list. Teachers can reset the password for each student, edit the username for each student. If a student has graduated from your setting, you can remove them from a list. And you can use the Analytics button to gain insights into the reading engagement of each student. Every title that a student has downloaded from an accessible library is listed. This includes when the book was last read, the current reading position of each title, the total time that the book has been open in the reader, and the time that students have been actively reading the book with the play button pressed. These insights are here to help your team to understand how engaged your students are with reading now that you've provided reading accommodations. If you're seeing an improvement in reading engagement, that's great, and you can use these insights to reinforce this positive trend. These insights can also help to highlight cases where students are less engaged with reading, and identify any additional accommodations that they need to succeed. Now we've been through all the benefits, it's over to you to deliver accessible reading for your students. At Dolphin, we promote a 5-step approach. Step 1 is to ensure every student who is eligible has the opportunity to sign up for accessible reading services. Step 2 is to deliver logins to students so they can benefit from EasyReader Premium. And step 3 is to ensure EasyReader App is available on the devices your students use to read at school and at home. Step 4 is to deliver accessible curriculum resources. And step 5 is to use insights into reading engagement to tailor your accommodations. Thank you for watching today's video, and we hope you and your students enjoy the benefits of accessible reading with EasyReader Premium.